Did you know the Kawasaki Ninja series just got a major upgrade for 2024? We're counting down to the top 17 new and updated sports motorcycles for 2024. We'll reveal facts only the real motorcycle enthusiasts know. Stay tuned to find out why these bikes are the future. Plus, you won't believe the last 3 bikes on the list. Number 1. Benelli Tornado Series 300, 400, and 500. Let's kick things off with the Benelli Tornado Series. You can pick up from 300, 400, or 500cc engines. The Tornado 300 starts off with 35 horsepower, which is not bad for a small bike. The 400 and 500 both have 47 horsepower, which is the max you can get if you're riding with an A2 license. The 500 has a bit more torque because it's got a bigger engine. Now, the 500 isn't just about power. It also has some really nice parts, like a fancy fork from Masaki and strong brakes from Brembo. But if we're talking about looks, the 400 is the real winner. It's got a paint job that can remind you of the fancy MV Agusta and a cool swing arm that looks like it's off a Ducati Diavo V4. These bikes might be made in China, which helps keep them affordable, but they still look really sharp and carry that cool Italian style Benelli is known for. Number 2. Aprilia RS 457. Next up, we've got the Aprilia RS 457. It's a good choice if you're looking for something a bit different, but still in the affordable range. Like the Benelli, it uses a parallel twin engine, but this one's a bit bigger at 457cc. The Aprilia RS 457 might cost a bit more than the Benelli. Why? Because the Aprilia name carries some extra flair. It also borrows some style from its bigger family members, like the RS 660 and the RS V4 Superbike, just packed into a smaller, learner-friendly bike with 47 horsepower. It's a sleek bike, weighing in at 159 kilograms dry, and it looks sharp too. There's a TFT dashboard that comes with some handy tech features, and the hardware is pretty solid. It's got good brakes and an adjustable upside-down fork, so it will definitely offer you an exciting ride. Number 3. Kawasaki Ninja 500. Now, let's talk about the Kawasaki Ninja 500, which is an update from the older Ninja 400. It's not just a name change, they've increased the engine size and given it a bit of a facelift. But since it's a legal A2 bike, don't expect a huge jump in power. What you get instead is a nicer boost in mid-range torque, an extra 5 Nm to be exact. Plus, the peak power now kicks in 1,000 RPM lower in the rev range, making it easier to get the most out of the bike's power. Number 4. Honda CBR 500R. Another great option at this price point is the Honda CBR 500R. This bike is a looker, especially with its new red, white, and blue paint job that gives it a Fireblade vibe. The 2024 updates include a new TFT display, better fuel injection settings, and new traction control features. These are solid updates if you're considering this bike, but you should know that it's quite heavy, about 191 kilograms when fully fueled, which is nearly 20 kilograms heavier than the Ninja 500. Despite its weight, it still handles well and is fun to ride. Number 5. Kawasaki Ninja E1 Electric. For something completely different, check out Kawasaki's new Ninja E1 Electric. Despite its name, it's not a powerhouse, but only about 12 horsepower peak. But it's not trying to be a track superstar. Instead, it's designed as a sporty-looking city commuter. The range is limited, which fits its city commuting focus. If you like the idea of going green but want to travel farther, you might want to look at its hybrid version. Number 6. Kawasaki Ninja 7 HV Hybrid. Next up, we have the Ninja 7 HV. It's a groundbreaking hybrid model from Kawasaki. It combines the engine of the Ninja 500, a 500 parallel twin, with an electric motor setup similar to the Ninja E1. Kawasaki claims this bike offers quick acceleration in comparison to a 1000cc sports bike, while delivering fuel economy like a 250. So, what's the catch? It's priced at about $12,000, which is high, but it's quite an impressive piece of technology. Number 7. Honda CBR 650R. Stepping up the game, we've got the Honda CBR 650R, which packs a punch with 94 horsepower from its 650cc four-cylinder engine. It's a great mix of comfort and thrill. Not to mention, it won't break the bank. Honda jazzed it up for 2024 with a new screen display to keep it fresh among competitors. But the coolest part? It's got a new e-clutch system. This means you can start and stop without even touching the clutch lever. Imagine just twisting the throttle and going. You'll still have the lever if you need it, but for city riding with lots of stops, this is a pretty cool feature. Number 8. Kawasaki ZX4RR. Now, let's talk about the Kawasaki ZX4RR. Kawasaki's bringing back a blast from the past with this small engine that really revs up. The ZX4RR, with its 400cc engine, tops out at about 75 horsepower, but revs up to a high 14,500 RPM. That means it sounds amazing when you're pushing it. It's ready to take on other bikes like the Yamaha R7 or the Honda CBR 650R we just talked about. Number 9. Suzuki GSX 8R. Let's check out the Suzuki GSX 8R. It's basically the dressed-up sibling of the GSX 8S naked bike. It comes with lower handlebars for a sporty feel, and while the top power of about 80 horsepower might not seem over the top, it's got a strong mid-range punch that makes it fun to ride. Suzuki also keeps things simple and user-friendly with its display design, which is easy to read and manage. And even though not everyone loves stacked headlights, Suzuki has really nailed the look on this bike, making it one of the best looking in its class. Number 10. Kawasaki ZX6R. Moving on to the Kawasaki ZX6R, this bike is a beefed up version of the ZX4R with over 120 horsepower. They've spiced it up with a cool new screen and made it look sharper to match its Ninja family. It's pretty much the same reliable bike as before, but these tweaks keep it fresh. Plus, at around $10,200, it offers a great value for money. Number 11. Honda CBR 600RR. And here's a big comeback. The Honda CBR 600RR. This bike is all about high performance and has seen some serious updates from 2024. The engine still rocks the same 67mm bore and 42.5mm stroke as before, with a compression ratio of 12.2 to 1. But they've improved the throttle bodies from 40mm to 44mm and reshaped the inlet ports to boost gas flow. The engine pairs with an assist slipper clutch and sports an electronic setup derived from the Fireblade, which takes cues from the RC213 VS. This means you get 9 levels of traction control, 5 riding modes, and 5 power settings. With its smart updates and thrilling performance, the Honda CBR 600RR is looking to be a favorite for riders who want a bike that's as ready for the city streets as it is for the racetrack. Number 12. Yamaha GP Edition. Now for something a bit different from Yamaha. They've taken the retro XSR 900, which is based on the bare-bones MT-09, and turned it into the GP Edition with a new half fairing. It also has lower bars and an updated dashboard like the new MT-09. You can even find more fairing pieces in the accessory catalog to beef it up. This bike is close to what many hoped would be the R9. It has a powerful triple engine that nearly hits 120 horsepower, and it sounds awesome. Plus, it's a stunner to look at. Number 13. Moto Morini Kero Sports 750. Moving right along, let's talk about the new Moto Morini Kero Sports 750. It packs a 750cc twin engine, almost touching 95 horsepower, and comes decked out with top-notch Brembo parts. And the design is absolutely striking. We're still waiting on the price, but to compete with something like the Ducati Supersport 950, it'd likely need to be in the $13,000 to $15,000 range. Keep an eye on this one. It could be a game changer if the price is right. Number 14. Kawasaki ZX-10R and ZX-10RR. Next on our list are the Kawasaki ZX-10R and ZX-10RR, both celebrating the 40th anniversary of the Ninja brand. Only 40 of these beauties will ever be made, If you're looking for something exclusive and can handle the $26,599 price tag, the RR is a showstopper. But for those keeping an eye on the budget, the ZX-10R at $17,849 in that festive 40th anniversary trim is a no-brainer. Number 15. Suzuki Hayabusa. Speaking of birthdays, the Suzuki Hayabusa isn't one to be left out. Celebrating 25 years, the Hayabusa rolls out in a new anniversary edition that's all dressed up in neon orange and black. And it's way cooler than the standard white. At just $400 more than the regular model, this version not only looks better, but is still the beast you know and love. With its huge 1300cc engine, the Hayabusa makes long rides feel like a breeze, all while keeping you glued to the seat with its power. Number 16. Honda CBR 1000RR SP Fireblade. Now we've got to the Honda CBR 1000RR SP Fireblade. On the outside, it might look familiar, but it's what's on the inside that counts. Honda has tweaked just about everything: the engine, frame, suspension, brakes, and aerodynamics. They've even added a bigger fuel tank and upgraded the electronics. It's a complete overhaul aimed at squeezing out every bit of performance possible. And if that's not enough, check out the Carbon Edition. Limited to just 300 units, this model features super lightweight bodywork and a sleek black finish that makes it look as fast as it rides. And number 17. Ducati Panigale V4 SP2. Now for a real showstopper, the Ducati Panigale V4 SP2 916 edition. This bike is a tribute to the 30 years since the launch of the iconic 916, one of the most legendary motorcycles ever. The SP2 is a high-spec version of the Panigale V4, complete with carbon wheels, a dry clutch, and top-tier track-focused gear like a data analyzer and carbon brake ducts. The paint job is even similar to Carl Fogarty's World Superbike winning 996 from 1999. With only 500 units being made and a price of just over $37,000, this bike would be a collector's dream. And that wraps up our look at the best new and updated sports bikes for 2024. If you liked the video, hit the like button and subscribe for more updates. Leave a comment below with your favorite bike from the list. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.